Hi. So I told you about my mole and how the doctor stated that I can be, it could be cancerous. It can become cancerous. Sorry, it's malignant if it's cancerous. Benign means it's just a growth. So I have several growths, and interestingly enough, while they were cutting out this one, they cut out this one. And it was smelling like burnt rubber. When I smelled it, I told the lady, I said, "Why is my nose smelling like burnt rubber?" This time, when they were cutting here, it was sparking. There was sparks. Flesh doesn't spark like that. It was just sparking. And there was a sort of electric zing from here going all the way down to the back of my neck and down my shoulder, not too far down. It was like a I felt it about 2 or 3 times. And she got all out. She got all of it out. And there was this one on the eyelid. And when she was doing that, something moved because she jumped. And she said, "That's enough." She said, "That's enough. I'm not going to take out that one." She said, I could see it. And I was, "See what?" And when I went to the mirror and I pulled my eye down, whatever was the bulge on top, it went inside the eye part there. So I don't want to think of money being wasted. But what I would have done was go further inland. That's what I do when I get angry. I am that kind of bitch. So now I have no worries about benign growths becoming cancerous. Because if you are watching and I'm being surrounded by all this foolery and I'm not being taken seriously, it's better none of that exists. Because those things were meant to make things better, not worse. In 2018, I met a relative of ours. He's my biological father's either twin brother, cousin, something like that, first cousin, something like that. But they are really resembling each other that people think they are twins and something mix up the two of them. Long story short, he told me he had a son. He told me I would know which one because I would like him. And ironically enough, he's right. When I started to talk about him, his heart went out to me. And he told me to tell his son. And notice he said my son, eh? He didn't say tell the boy or tell your family. He said tell my son, which meant he claimed him in that instant. That when he was in his younger days, he had a man follow him. Now look, I told you about George the rapist, George the serial killer, and I told you about George Charles, right? The king. This is the three of, well, the two. Charles, he's not a Charles. His name is Mark. And people would think he's a Charles, and he would sometimes allow them and leave them to think that. But he never lied to lose grace. He said when they were in college, in school, high school, actually, all the way through college, he had a friend in school, high school, and he got caught with drugs by, I think, the security guard or somebody in the school caught him with a pocket of cocaine. After that day, that was it. Every student ignored him, didn't go near him because they were afraid of getting arrested. That's bad news. Everybody noticed that. That's bad news. So he told me that in his later life, even though he was his good friend and he would line with him all the time and whatever, he when that happened, he stopped talking to him, but the guy couldn't let him go. He couldn't let him go. He couldn't let the friendship go. And anywhere he went, he started dressing like him, liming with the people that he limed with, started being in the same environments that he was in, even though he had nothing there, and would be saying, "Do you know so by so?" Yes, we went to high school together, and shaking their hands and stuff, and pushing himself in the man's business, introducing himself as his friend who he went to school, high school with. He said, tell my son, be careful of those, because when they find out who he is, they would want to come around." For years growing up, nobody didn't care. The only donkey who cared was me and a few other cousins, because as the elders, we are supposed to care. Other than that, nobody cared. All of a sudden, they shushu in their ear and talk now, and they're coming around. But the people who coming around is people who were in cocaine racket, people who it has been alleged were involved in killings, people who are moles for very heinous things. If you are sending those types of people around, then which George are you taking these children for? Not George the criminal? Because clearly it's not George the king, and therefore not George the entertainer. This is my plea to the world. I don't want such people coming near my family's residence. Some of these children are new to the world, and they have not been cushioned and trained to know to stay away. They are friendly. And these people will manipulate them and make them think that, so all they feel they're better than people now. Yes, nobody here committed murder. And that's with the young folks here. So we have a good chance in life to do something good. Don't hold us back or implicate us by coming near us like the way George the criminal did to Max and then to Charles III. Don't. So with that being said, and I say it for the sake of my stepmother, because George, the rapist and serial killer, did that to Max so much so that he reached close to my stepmother. So close to her. Why was he allowed to reach so close to the royal family? Good. Nip it in the bud, Trinidad and Tobago. Don't let these people come close to your work environment, your schools, your family. Don't let them lime with you close, because they will make people believe you are with them and supporting them in those criminal acts when you are not, when you are oblivious to their actions. If I did not know, I did not know. But if I know, I know. And the people who have been warning me are the parents of these children who don't want their children falling in the hands of such evils, nor the innocent in the public, because they are like that. Good is good, no matter family or not. You strive for excellence and their eyes fall on you and they like you, they promote you. That's the way they are. Don't fall for a friend or a relative who cannot go further because of their sins and their crimes and want to hold you back from being seen by those. And if we don't want to see, it's because something these people did or you did, and we don't want to see because there's trouble. There's recommending trouble. So you stay and you will get things, but you can't go pushing upward. All right? That is trouble. So with that being said, have a wonderful night, a wonderful day, a wonderful carnival, safe, productive carnival, and a wonderful life. And please, if you are coming with that kind of heinous trouble, stay away.